Hello guys, welcome back to yet another vlog of Youngest Traveler Diaries. My name is Krish Upadhyay and you are watching the day 6 of Rajasthan series. Today it's time to say goodbye to our tent city and move on. We are now going to the Longewala post, the Tanot Mata Mandir and also the Indo-Pakistan border. So let's get going. We have now halted here at a photo spot on our way to Longewala border. So if you are new to this channel, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe and turn on the bell notifications to receive any new updates when I next upload. And stay tuned because Rajasthan series is gonna be fun. I am now here at the Longewala Youth Star, where 120 of our brave Indian soldiers fought against 40 tanks and 2,000 to 3,000 enemy troops. You must have seen this vehicle behind me in the film Border. This is the 106mm M40 recoilless rifle mounted Jonga. This was the only vehicle used by our army in the Indo-Pakistan War of 1971 here at the Longewala border. It was very effective in taking down the enemy tanks because it was at a defensive position and it could track down the weak parts on the top of the tank and knock it out. This recoilless rifle jeep was used by Lance Naik Mathura Das, who extensively fired on the enemy tanks and destroyed their dreams of having their lunch in Jaisalmer the next day. This tank behind me is one of the 37 destroyed tanks on the night of 4th and 5th December 1971 by the Indian Air Force and the 23rd Battalion of the Punjab Regiment. 2 to 3 of our Indian soldiers used to occupy these bunkers and fire the enemy with machine guns and rifles. It would also protect them from the artillery and the rifle fires of the enemy.
जय हिंद। आपसे मैं एक खतरे के समय बोल रही हूँ। कुछ ही घंटे पहले करीब 5:30 बजे शाम के 3 दिसंबर को पाकिस्तान ने हमारे ऊपर एक हमला किया। पाकिस्तानी हवाई जहाज़ों ने हमारे अमृतसर, पठानकोट, श्रीनगर, अवंतीपुर, उत्तरलाई, जोधपुर, अंबाला और आगरे के हवाई अड्डों पर बमबाजी की।
It was on the night of 4th December 1971 where Major Kuldeep Singh Chandpuri of the 23rd Battalion of Punjab Regiment sensed trouble. And that's why he contacted the battalion headquarters, where they said that he had two options, either to retreat and go back, or he could stay and hold position until reinforcements arrived 6 hours later. And he chose the second one. He had only 120 personnel in his command at the time and 6 to 7 border guards. And in the opposition were 2,000 to 3,000 Pakistani soldiers with 40 tanks and multiple armored vehicles.
श्री वाहेगुरु जी का खालसा, श्री वाहेगुरु जी की फतेह। लगता है हमारी इंफॉर्मेशन गलत साबित हुई। यहाँ 120 आदमियों की कंपनी नहीं, 600 आदमियों की पूरी बटालियन है।
And now Major Kuldeep Singh Chandpuri had to deploy his assets correctly and also take advantage of the mistakes made by the enemy. Because the enemy had not studied the geography of India, their tanks got bogged down in the sand while entering the territory. That's why with the recoilless rifles of the Indian Jonga, they took out most of the tanks and also deployed all their assets one by one. They also had some time left to deploy anti-tank mines to go against the enemy's army.
लगता है हिंदुस्तानियों ने एंटी टैंक माइंस बिछा रखे हैं।
They held their fort till 6 hours until morning, where the Hunter jets and also the Indian Air Force's aircrafts could be deployed because they were not equipped with night mission at the time.
यहाँ पर सिर्फ हंटर जहाज है जो रात को नहीं लड़ सकते। कल सुबह की पहली किरण के साथ मैं वहाँ पहुँच जाऊँगा। ओवर।
As soon as dawn struck, our Indian Air Force Hunter aircrafts could be deployed. They came to the battlefield and bombarded heavily on the enemy tanks, destroying 37 of them, and 500 plus armored vehicles were either destroyed or abandoned. I'll also be putting up an image of the last minute maneuvers of the enemy vehicles to escape, or either they had crashed. This is also one of the replica bunkers of how our army used to attack the enemy while also saving themselves. During the Battle of the Basantar River in 1971, Pakistan planned to destroy National Highway 1 to cut off Jammu and Kashmir from India. However, this plan was not acceptable to one brave soul, Second Lieutenant Arun Khetrapal of the Indian Army. Much like the legendary Veer Abhimanyu of Mahabharat, Khetrapal displayed extraordinary courage in the face of overwhelming odds. Despite being relatively inexperienced, Arun Khetrapal relentlessly prepared himself for tank warfare. He sought his commanding officer's approval to participate in the operations near the Basantar River, where Pakistan aimed to sever Jammu and Kashmir from India. During the battle, Khetrapal's tank was surrounded by 3 enemy tanks. He successfully destroyed 2 of them, but his tank was hit and caught fire. Even as flames engulfed his lower body, his commanding officer ordered him to abandon the tank and retreat. But Arun Khetrapal refused, resolutely declaring, "No sir, I will not abandon my tank. My main gun is still operational and I will get this tank." In a fierce exchange, Khetrapal destroyed the 3rd enemy tank, commanded by Major Nasir of the Pakistani army, before succumbing to his injuries. Khetrapal's bravery compelled the enemy forces to retreat. Major Nasir later remarked, "No one can harm India if it produces heroes like Second Lieutenant Arun Khetrapal." Arun Khetrapal was posthumously awarded the Paramveer Chakra, India's highest military honor, for his unparalleled courage and sacrifice. His valiant efforts alongside the sacrifices of countless heroes ensured India's victory in the battle. This well behind me was the only source of water for all the villages nearby. But having lost all hope of the war, the Pakistani army soldiers poisoned this well as per local eyewitnesses. The government later cleaned it out. In the Indo-Pakistan War of 1965, the Pakistan army bombarded this place with 3,000 bombs. But the bombs either missed their target or did not detonate. That is the blessing of Tanot Mata. And after that, the border security force took control over the temple and the management and services of the temple. And then, in the war of 1971, with the blessing of Goddess Tanot, the Indian army, with only 120 soldiers, defended the base against 2,000 to 3,000 Pakistani soldiers, along with 40 tanks. That was a blessing of Tanot Mata. And after that, they also built the Longiwala victory stump here in memory of the war. Goddess Awadh, the daughter of Mamadji Charan, is worshipped as Tanot Mata and was the predecessor of Karni Mata. As many other goddesses of the region, such as Temre Rai, Karni Mata, Deg Rai, and Khodiyar Mata, she was also born in the Charan caste and lived her life as a warrior sage. As per the oldest Charan literature, Tanot Mata is an incarnation of the divine goddess Hinglaj Mata and is thus a goddess of war.
सिंह, सारे बैरिक्स उड़ गए।
लेकिन मां के मंदिर को छू नहीं सके।
I'm here now at the Paulia checkpost of the Indo-Pakistan border. Let's have a look at both the sides. The fencing of both the countries was done by India, and also you can see glass bottles on our side of the fence, because if there was even the slightest movement in the fence, the sound of the clinking of bottles could be heard from miles away. So guys, that's all from this episode. The bravery of our gallant warriors will always remain in our hearts. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Vande Mataram.